Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I'm super excited for this video because I thought I would just go ahead and sit down and film a Q&A. I wanted to do something simple and easy just because I'm not feeling the best, even though I don't know if doing a talking video when I have a sore throat is the smartest idea I've ever had. I have a bunch of questions, so I'm going to try and get to as many as I possibly can, but I got so many questions about my collaboration with Amy Hearts Beauty, and I'm going to hold off on talking about any collab related questions just because I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a video in the future related to that, so I'm going to skip those questions. I apologize for not putting that from the start. I didn't realize how many questions I would get about having a collab. Also, in case you're curious about my makeup, I didn't film it today just because, again, like I said, not feeling my absolute best. I'm wearing my Alma palette. I just did a really quick pinky look. I used Bloom in the crease, a little bit of inspiration on the outer V, Bloom on the lower lash line, and then Kindness on like the outer part of my lid and a little bit on the inner part of my lower lash line. And then I used Petal on the inner part of my lid, kind of making it like a little bit of a gradient of pink, and then Petal on my inner corner. Super quick and easy. It only took like 10 minutes, but I love how it looks, so that's what I have on. And then I've got the Horse and Carriage highlighter from ColourPop and the Dominique Cosmetics Peach Tea lip gloss, which looks like this. Alright, so let's just go ahead and jump right on in. The first question I have is, if you were a makeup brand, which brand would you be? I want to say Natasha Denona because I feel like I'm a high quality person, but also kind of inconsistent. Kind of a mess at times. A little bit soft, a little bit sensitive. Okay, so this next question says, how does it feel to get a new camera then? Congratulations on your new milestone as well. Thank you so much, Sophia. I feel super, super grateful to have a new camera. I love it so much. It's so high quality and it just makes life that much easier. It is a little nerve-wracking because it is so high quality. It's kind of like, here's my pores, here's my acne, here's all my imperfections on 4K. So that's a little bit that's a little bit of a lot because you can see better on this camera than you can in real life, I feel like. So I like to stay far away, at least right now, but I'm really, really happy with it. Next is, hi, do you have any plans today? I did, but I canceled them because I'm sick. Woohoo! Next question is, how do you find people underestimate you the most? I don't know. I don't know how people underestimate me. I think maybe sometimes, like whenever age is brought up and it's like, oh my gosh, you're so young, it almost feels not like an insult, but it just feels weird to me because I feel like I've lived a lot of life for the amount of years that I have, and I think sometimes they think like, oh, they're so young, they don't know anything, like there's so much more to learn about life, and I agree, like I'm sure that there's lots of crappy things I don't realize yet. I don't know, that's the only thing I can really think of is age. And I actually have a quote. I don't even remember what movie this was from, but they were discussing age and how it doesn't necessarily define you and it could just depend on your life and circumstances, and they said 70 degrees in May doesn't feel like 70 degrees in December. Okay, so the next question is, do you feel like your content changed as your channel grew? If so, how? And I definitely do. I slowly got more and more into indie makeup. I mean, I feel like my oldest indie video was trying Looksy Beauty in, I want to say, 2016. I know I tried Looksy before my son was born, so it's been a minute. So I've definitely gotten more indie over time, less mainstream, and also I feel like as time has gone on, I've had personal moments, but I've tried to be a little bit more private and selective about what I share. So next is, what made you go cruelty-free, or have you always been cruelty-free? I think it's maybe been like 2 years or something like that. I just decided one day, I was like, I'm just going to be cruelty-free. It really was the smallest decision. I didn't do any research. I didn't think about it at all. There was definitely a few purchases along the way where I bought something thinking that the brand was cruelty-free and then they weren't. My dogs are barking. There wasn't really a whole lot of reasoning behind it. It was just a decision that I made, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, so the next question is, what do you wish you had known before you started collecting makeup / doing beauty YouTube? I wish that I had more of a clear vision about what my personal preferences are for makeup, just because I feel like I bought so many things that aren't really my style, or that they don't really fit like my skin type. Like I've had so many things that were super matte or like super high coverage, which isn't really my thing. Like, I bought things that were the wrong shade, whether it be the like too dark of a foundation, too dark of a highlighter, too dark of a bronzer, and then so many bland neutral palettes before I got really into colorful makeup. And I kind of love the mixture in between, like the phase that I've been in recently, which is like color but make it more natural, make it soft color. I wished I'd known that because I have so many things I bought and I don't like them at all, so it was definitely a waste of money. Okay, so the next question is, are you dating anyone? And whether I was or wasn't, that would be something that I would keep private. Next is, where is your favorite place you've ever been? And that would definitely be England, where I lived for 2 years when I was a child, and I don't know if it was just blissful ignorance, but I feel like my memories of living in England are the happiest time of my life. Favorite gum flavor, always like spearmint, cinnamon, something that makes you like fresh breath. I don't like fruity gum. I feel like if someone offers it to me, then I'll be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll take a piece. But if I'm buying a pack of gum, it will never be a fruit flavor. I like just like mint, like the Orbit gum, when it like feels like it literally clears your sinuses because it's so intense. That's my favorite. And now my cats are caterwauling. It is a zoo. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the next question is, what colors do you want to see more of? And I feel like there's definitely a lot more room for pastels in the makeup market. Do you like pineapple on pizza? Yes, I do. I absolutely love it. And the next question is, would you ever do a video with your son? I mean, if you both felt comfortable. And I'm not completely saying I never would, but again, I just like to keep him a little bit more private. I know I show him on Instagram sometimes, and I've had him pop up in like videos, older videos. The more that my channel grows, the more that I want to keep things private. I saw a quote and it said, what you keep private, people can't ruin. And it's not like anyone's gonna ruin my son, obviously, but I feel like when you talk about things, it opens up a discussion and people feel like they're allowed to say whatever they want. Like they could comment on my parenting, and comment on like the way my son acts or something, and I really don't care for anyone else's opinions. Next question is, how's your family? We are doing really well, thank you. That's so nice to ask. What are your favorite videos to film? I really love first impression videos. I know, but it's just so exciting, so I try to keep a balance. I also really love any video where I'm swatching things. I love swatching. Okay, so this next question is, how did you find the confidence to wear bold, colorful eyes often? I love doing my eyeshadow, but I feel so self-conscious wearing it out, so I stick to neutrals. And I feel like I understand this just because I don't really love attention, especially publicly. I just like to kind of blend in. But I think that like in our own heads, we kind of hype it up more than it is. And I feel like people don't really care as much as we think that maybe they care. And I just think, like, for me, what I do is normally, like, I choose one thing to go bold on. So if I'm wearing, like, a bright blue eye look, then I'm probably wearing a neutral outfit. I'm wearing a neutral lip, and I kind of just let one piece of me be the center of attention, which would be my eyes majority of the time. Where I live, I never see anyone wearing makeup that's not neutrals. I think maybe a year ago I saw someone wear, like, a purple lipstick, and that was kind of crazy to me because I just never see that where I am. So I get it, but I think, you know, just do what makes you happy, and at the end of the day it washes off and it'll be fine. Like it's temporary, and if it makes you feel good about yourself, then go for it. Okay, so the next question here is, what is your favorite Christmas food? I have no idea what Americans eat on Christmas. My personal favorite Christmas food that I think of that I didn't even have this year would definitely be rice pudding. My little Nana makes rice pudding and it is so good. I really, really need to learn how to make it because it's my favorite. So now those were all from Instagram. I'm switching over to my community tab on YouTube. So the next question is, what type of work do you do other than YouTube, or do you do YouTube full time? I have a part-time job separate from YouTube, but I feel like it's not related at all. And again, I'd rather keep it private. All right, next is, how do you balance mom life with your YouTube life? And Normally I film whenever my son is sleeping. At night is typically my filming times right now, and then in the mornings when I wake up and he's playing or doing his thing, I'll edit the videos, I'll respond to comments, do Instagram, and it's normally kind of, I try to have a good balance because it's like, yes, I need to work and I do view YouTube as a job, and like I'm trying to keep a hold of all of that and stay up, even though I've been terrible at keeping up with comments recently, so I do apologize. It's just been life's busy. But also I still want to be active in the moment with my son, so sometimes like he'll grab my hand and he says, "Play with me now," which is so cute. So I'll just put my phone down. So it really is a balance, but typically it all works out. Alright, so what is your favorite indie brand for duochromes or multichromes? For duochromes, I really love the Divina Willy Wonka Exploders and Galaxy Dust Shadows. For multichromes, ooh, and also Cleona. Cleona has really good shades too. Really like the Terra Moons multichromes as well. I feel like they just have such a nice texture to them. Okay, so the next question here is, do you have any weird hobbies or interests people wouldn't expect you to have? I feel like if you know me through YouTube, probably not. I can't think of anything super weird, but for people who know me in real life and don't know that I do YouTube, when they learn that I do it, I feel like sometimes it's kind of a shock just because I'm such a quiet, reserved person in real life that it doesn't, like, I feel like who I am doesn't scream like, yeah, that person's gonna get on camera and talk to thousands of people kind of thing. So I don't know, I feel like that could be my weird hobby. So if you could have your own makeup brand tomorrow with unlimited funds, what would your brand be like and what would be one of your first products? I know it's just a like play pretend question, but I think having my own makeup brand would be super stressful, so I'm not sure if I would be down for that tomorrow at this point in my life. The only product I can think of off the top of my head would be a line of brow products for redheads and a bunch of different shades of redheads, like every redhead shade that could possibly be in different brow formulas, I think would be really cool. Okay, so the next question is, do you have any plans on moving to your own place soon or in the near future? I would say not the near future, definitely eventually, but I am happy where I'm at right now. I feel like living with my family is kind of like being on a sitcom, and I'm just super grateful to have such a close family. Growing up, what did you want to do when you were older? Did you think that you would have a YouTube channel and be doing as well? I feel like there were so many different things I wanted to be growing up, and the ones I remember most clearly would definitely be for a singer for a while, until I found out that I did not have a good voice, and I asked my Nana why she lied to me, and she told me she didn't want to hurt my feelings. I wanted to be a writer. I used to always be the kid who was in class like writing stories. I had like a full book, and I don't know, I loved that, and I love books, and I don't completely count that out from ever happening. There was also a phase where I wanted to be a pediatrician. I did a bunch of different like science and medical programs, but just wasn't for me. Also, I definitely did dream of having a YouTube channel whenever I started watching YouTube, and I would like watch videos and talk to myself in the mirror, so I think that's pretty cool that this ended up going okay for me so far. Okay, so the next question I have here is kind of lengthy, but they're basically asking me what it is about brands that make me want to buy from them, or if I have rules to where I don't buy from them. So just to make it short, I do really care about the morals and ethics of a brand. If they're not cruelty-free, I don't purchase from them. If they sell mink lashes, I don't purchase from them. And if they're like always in controversy, then I don't purchase from them. Just to make it quick. Okay, so the next question is, do you ever want to get married again? And I would say I'm definitely not against it, but I do think that it's like a huge decision, and I would take it very seriously and be very cautious about it, especially because it's not just me I have to think about. I have a son, and I'm not trying to be the auntie at Thanksgiving on her 7th husband, so I take it seriously. I do believe in marriage, and I feel like I'm a marriage kind of person. Like long-term loyalty sounds amazing, but also I feel like actually making that commitment is scary and nerve-wracking. I don't know, I would just take it slow. If you could go to school for any area of study, what would it be? Definitely linguistics. I feel like I've been filming for so long. I'm gonna try and be a little faster. Any goals for 2020? Definitely want to do an in-person collab. I think that would be super cool. Would you ever consider beauty procedures like eyebrow tattooing, lip filler, Botox? Eyebrow tattoos, no. I feel like I have pretty full brows. Don't fix what's not broken. Lip filler, no, again, I'm content. I'm not about it. Botox though, I feel like I'm very expressive and I get a lot of lines in my forehead when I make different facial expressions, those. So I could see getting Botox there eventually. If someone wanted to make a YouTube channel, what would your advice be? I love your channel and realness. Thank you so much, Cassandra. I think it's so basic, but my advice would be to just be yourself genuinely, because I feel like if you're just trying to be like some kind of cookie cutter mold of like what you think a YouTuber should be, I feel like it just kind of like blends in. So I know it's so cliche, like just be yourself. But if you can be truly you and make your jokes and your quirks and whatever it is that makes you you, I think that's what I personally love to watch. All right, what part of the beauty community do you like the least and why, besides drama, of course? Do I like the least? I feel like I'm kind of beating a dead horse, but the thing that I like the least about the beauty community is when people recommend things that they've barely tried. They use one eyeshadow, they recommend the whole palette. They use it for a first impression, they're like, you have to buy this. That's my least favorite part. What do you think about boys wearing makeup? I'm the mom of a son too, and he sees how much I love makeup, but ... I feel like for me personally with parenting, I've always kind of had a thing where it's like, I'm not going to push my child to be different and I'm not going to push them to be the same. It's like, it's whatever they personally gravitate to. Okay, so Nancy said, you know how much I treasure you both as a YouTuber and a person. What do you consider treasures? Could be anything from people to events to makeup. I think if I like right off the bat to say the treasures in my life would definitely be Roman, my family, and my friends. Like, that's the most important thing to me, and if everything else went away and I still had them in my life, like, they are the treasures. So the next question I have here is, what do you think about the changes the makeup community made? Less tutorials, less trying out the makeup, more first impressions, and all about the new makeup launching. I think it's kind of just the way it is. It's a very money motivated thing, which I get, I understand. That's what makes money. So that's what people are going to do. I don't mind the first impressions. I don't mind the launches. It's just when people sometimes feel like they have to like shove it down your throats. Like, this is what you have to buy. You have to buy this and buy this and buy this. And I don't really love that. I just personally prefer people who just review things without it being like a push to buy them. Okay, so the next question here is, do you ever look back at old videos? If so, what part of yourself do you think has changed the most? Sometimes I do. I don't really anymore, but I used to. I feel like it's kind of cringe because it's like these like phases of myself, and it's like I like so much more where I am now. The ones that make me smile would be when I look back at the videos whenever I was pregnant with Roman, because my face was super full and just chubby and like just, I mean, it was just pregnancy, whatever, but it just makes me laugh because I didn't really see the difference then, but I see it now. What has changed the most? I feel like I've just been able to genuinely be myself on camera, whereas it took time to get comfortable. She also asked who is the biggest YouTuber I've ever hung out with, and I feel like that's kind of a weird question to like sum people up into their numbers. But if I were to say like the biggest numbers possible, I don't even know if I would say hang out, but I did meet Bailey Sarian. We talked for a few minutes, me, her, and Yelika Karen, and she was super, super sweet. And then I also met Jen Loves Reviews. Love her. That was an experience just because I've been watching her for so long. It felt so weird to have her in front of me. But it was kind of, again, just like a group setting. I don't even know if she knows who I am. Let's be honest. Okay, so the next question is indie brands you want to try next. I don't have a bunch of brands on my list, but I really want to try Copacetic Cosmetics. I know they have a new palette coming out. I think it might be launching today at the moment I'm filming this. Pretty sure I'm going to buy it. Have you got makeup fatigue or do you feel it incoming? Nope, not right now. I feel like I'm being so slow. I've been filming for so long. Hopefully it doesn't take me 10 years to edit this video. Next is just curious, do you speak Spanish? I would say ish, kind of ish. I can listen, I can understand, I can speak it, but I wouldn't say like fluently. Like I could get my point across, but I'm not going to speak it at the level that I speak English. How do you think the beauty community will change in 2020? Who knows? I feel like it's still just going to be drama, drama, drama. Do you like palette bingo videos or doing palette bingo? I like when other people do them. I like watching them. But when I do them personally, like, it's not my favorite thing to film. Who inspires you, both outside of and within YouTube? Also, is there a favorite book or movie that you loved as a kid or now that inspires and uplifts you? I feel super inspired by Marlene Estelle. I think that she's definitely a role model to me. Also, in real life, I have a lot of friends who are super independent women who just do everything they need to do on their own and they get it done. And I feel like that's super inspiring to me. I can't think of a favorite book or movie off the top of my head. The next question is, what was the hardest makeup technique that you have used for eyes and lips? And honestly, for both, I feel like it would be liner on my eyes. Just doing a straight line is the struggle, and then the lips, doing a good lip liner and like getting it super crisp but not overdrawing either is the struggle. What's your go-to comfort activity / book / food? I love having a hot cup of PG Tips tea. I like milk, I like sugar, and then some Stroop waffles and a good book. I feel like that is like A+, especially, and if there's a fire going in the fireplace, plus all of that, 10 of 10. That doesn't happen as often. That's like an all-out kind of thing. Whereas like my daily like comfort, like right before I go to bed, normally I like to watch an episode of a novella just to keep, just to make sure I'm staying fresh on my Spanish. I try to make it like a daily kind of thing, and I'm watching El Dragon right now. All right, what draws you to Spanish and Mexico? I get it and studied and lived in Mexico and would like to know your reasons too. What are your goals for the new year? I don't know why I've always been drawn to learn Spanish ever since I was super young. So I don't really have exact reasoning, but I do think it's a really beautiful language. And also, I'm pretty sure, isn't it the second most spoken language in the world? I think that's so cool, like going out of your way and learning something and being able to communicate with so many people. So I don't know, I like the idea of that. And then goals for the new year. Like I said, for YouTube, I have in-person collaboration. I really want to start learning a third language, and also like my top like goal that I wrote on like my little paper because I'm super cheesy was to follow my heart, because I feel like I always get in my head, I always overthink, and I just want to follow my heart for 2020 and just be happy, just be content. I just have hope that it's going to be a really good year, a really good decade. I just feel like the 20s are going to be lit. Like, that's where it's at. I feel excited about it. All right, so those are all the questions we had time for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.